How this action is going to be able to play out in our second match of the Latin American region finals. We've got that center scorch though out here on the field, and we've got Zacian paired up with it. We have got the Calyrex and the Indeedee as well. So great to see that synergy coming on, and we've got the Into the Fog music playing in the background.
Yeah, everything lining up perfectly here. As we see the Zacian come out, it is going to get the Intrepid Sword ability activated. It is going to get that attack boost. You're going to have the Center Scorch next to it. I'm not really sure what the Center Scorch is going to be doing to provide support here, because both Pokemon are going to be slower than the Shadowrada Calyrex, who can, like we've just been talking about, get that helping hand support from the Indeedee and go for an Astral Barrage here, which will do considerable amounts of damage to the Zacian. The other option is just protect your Shadowrada Calyrex. Just go for a follow me here with your Indeedee and just make sure that you're avoiding any damage, and again go for a big powerful Astral Barrage, which is going to be hard to kind of come back from. If you're Felipe, you kind of need to get the Urshifu onto the field, that dog typing, to really start threatening the Calyrex, which is one of the best options kind of that he's got access to. It'll be interesting to see how he approaches his turn, whether or not he lets something go down or if he does make that switch here.
That's the thing, this Calyrex really looking formidable here. Something like a Helping Hand boosted Astral Barrage, like you said, is going to be devastating. So Felipe needs to make sure that he has got a way to be able to counteract this very solid strategy that Alejandro has led with. But straight away, there's going to be a Dynamax coming out into the action. It is going to be the Calyrex, so we're not going to see any double target type attacks here, but something like a Max Mindstorm into that Center Scorch, even something like a Max Phantasm is going to be able to deal some really big damage. But I want to know what this Indeedee is going to do.
Yeah, if you're the Indeedee here, you may want to just go for the follow me. It just gives you complete protection, you know, if you are the Calyrex, because, you know, the max Quake that potentially could come out from the Calyrex here is probably going to be enough anyway to get the Zacian, and a considerable amount of damage you could do to the Center Scorch with either the Max Mindstorm or Max Phantasm anyway. But we are going to see that Helping Hand, Lou.
Yeah, Helping Hand comes out, and Calyrex does indeed go for that Max Mindstorm. Going to go down into that Center Scorch, and Lee, is that a one-hit KO? Yes, it is. We see the Center Scorch explode there on the battlefield, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see any of the spicy action the Center Scorch could get up to. Grim Neigh ability that we mentioned earlier is now activating on Calyrex. That's going to be our +1 special attack, making it even more formidable going forward. Zacian, however, might have something to say about it. There was no redirection. It can go for this Bayon with Blade and target straight down into the opposing Indeedee, however, so not going into that Calyrex. Calyrex has got to ride really nicely in this turn.
Yeah, avoiding all that damage from the potential Behemoth Blade there. It's getting off kind of just a free turn here for Alejandro, and such a big turn, being able to get rid of the opposing Dynamax Pokemon from your opponent as well now. Zacian obviously is in a bit of an awkward position. The one plus that you can say from Felipe is that he's got the Regieleki onto the field, so you can utilize potentially something like Electro Web here to slow down that opposing Shadowrada Calyrex, and that will allow him to remove the Indeedee from the field, taking away the redirection support, and then free up Zacian to kind of get that Behemoth Blade onto it, and potentially with a +1 it's probably enough to pick up the knockout. But if not, it's going to be very close to that, and if you don't deal with, you know, the Regieleki this turn, the Regieleki are going to be in a great position the next turn to deal with the Calyrex. So Felipe's not out of this game by a long way. He has lost the Center Scorch. Shame that we didn't get to see it really do very much, but by bringing in the Regieleki, shown what a great support option that is going into this next turn.
Well, a defensive play here from the Calyrex, just going to be going for the Max Guard. Indeedee going to be going for that follow me, potentially just sacrificing itself to allow Alejandro the opportunity to pivot in another Pokemon going forward. The Max Guard protecting from potential speed drop from this Electro Web, and it will of course be enough to pick up a KO against that Indeedee. It was living on a very small slither of health at the end of that previous turn. The Behemoth Blade not going to be able to find its mark, and Alejandro sitting once again with this Dynamax. Calyrex looking to be in a really strong position here against both the Pokemon on Felipe's side, but you have to worry about the speed that Felipe's got. And actually, do you have to? There's a Whimsicott on the field now.
Yeah, it's a perfect Pokemon to bring in if you're Alejandro. You know, you've got access to that Prankster Tailwind now. It just put you way above and beyond anything that the Regieleki can do, and give you an option to just remove. The biggest threat at the moment on the field for you is Felipe Zacian. The +1 there is just really threatening. You need to remove it, so this is a perfect opportunity. Throw your Tailwind up and just attack into that slot, and then you can deal with the Regieleki. After that, you can already see that Alejandro has the Rotom Heat in the back as well, so not really too worried about the Regieleki. I think the thing on the front of your mind has got to be taking care of that Zacian as soon as possible.
Yeah, remove that +1 attack boosted Pokemon from the field. It's going to be a Max Phantasm coming out from Calyrex, going straight down into that threatening Pokemon and picks up a very solid KO. You've got to remember the Grimnay ability has boosted it up as well and is going to get a Nulla boost thanks to that KO, putting this Calyrex at +2 special attack. It's getting more and more formidable by the turns. And although Regieleki always there to try and help out, I don't know if it's going to have the power to be able to take down these Pokemon. Whimsicott actually manages to dodge out of the way and avoid, and if it is the Focus Sash variant, which of course our players will know as it is open team sheets, that could be really lucky for Alejandro as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're keeping your sash intact, it's always useful, especially because, you know, you've got the last Pokemon to come in. But we are seeing it is going to be the Urshifu finally making an appearance. But the issue is now with the Psychic terrain on the field, you're not going to be able to utilize Urshifu's Sucker Punch, because obviously that is going to be kind of it's going to be stopped. So it makes it very difficult, especially with a Whimsicott next to you. And we do see the forfeit there in
one of those electric type moves to set the electric terrain, for example, but then again you're limiting yourself. So I think, Lee, we should jump right into game 2 and see exactly how it's going to pan out.
Sounds good.
So here on this game 2, the leads coming out for Felipe are going to be that Urshifu and the Regieleki, but for Alejandro, sticking with the Calyrex and the Indeedee. I wonder, Lee, if my fortune telling might be coming true with the leads on Felipe's side.
Well, you couldn't have called it better, Lou, and I think it's like one of the best insights that we've had in all our coverage so far, with that Regieleki being probably the best means to kind of allowing Urshifu to perform as well as it needs to in this position and be the threat that like Felipe needs it to be. The case is, though, if you max the Regieleki here and you go for that electric terrain, it's so easy for Alejandro to kind of see through this strategy and switch the Indeedee out just to bring it back in. But of course, if you do that, it does leave the Calyrex in a really awkward position as well.
There's actually going to be no Dynamax here in this turn 1. Electroweb, however, being the choice from the Regieleki, just wanting to lower the speed of Indeedee and the Calyrex here. So, of course, no Sucker Punch being able to come out from that Urshifu, but it could potentially go for the other Dark type move it has access to, which is that Wicked Blow. Going to be able to get a guaranteed critical hit on that imposing Indeedee. Both of the Pokemon on Alejandro's side of the field are weak to Dark type attacks, so whichever target it was going to find was very likely to be able to get that KO. And Alejandro now no longer has access to that lovely supportive Pokemon. It does, however, get to go for the Astral Barrage, which is that move that will hit both Pokemon and picks up a solid KO on the Regieleki with a critical hit. So Regieleki trying its best with that Electroweb, but it's not going to be enough. It now leaves the field, and Grimnay coming on from Calyrex as well. So once again, Alejandro has been able to put his Calyrex in a formidable position. Psychic terrain is up as well, so you still don't have to fear that Sucker Punch.
Yeah, now with the Whimsicott coming onto the field from it's, you know, with the Grimnay boost that it's just received, it can just click the Astral Barrage button once again, and because of the damage that we've already seen onto the Urshifu, it's going to be easy able to pick up the knockout onto it and just remove that threat. And once that's been taken out, it gets very difficult from there, you know. The Zacian coming onto the field, it's going to take a lot of damage as well from a +1 Astral Barrage. And you know, Alejandro still has the option to potentially max Dynamax this Shadow Rider Calyrex as well, but the Tailwind here is so imperative for him, you know. It just gives him the jump, overrides the Electro Web support from the Regieleki that turn 1, and makes it very difficult to utilize the Urshifu in a way that you kind of want to against this this Ghost Psychic type.
I mean, I feel like there isn't really a need for Alejandro to Dynamax at this point. You can just go for that Tailwind and the Whimsicott and sort out the speed tiers like you said, Lee. You can see that the Astral Barrage is going to pick up the KO against Urshifu anyway, and if you move before it, you don't have to worry too much at all. And of course, with +1 Grimnay, you're going to be dealing a huge amount of damage to that opposing Zacian. And say you're able to get the double KO here, you're then going to be at +3 special attack, and whatever's waiting in the back for Felipe is going to be quaking as it comes out of its Pokeball. Tailwind comes up and Calyrex is going for that Astral Barrage. It's going to connect on both of the opposing Pokemon. You can see the Urshifu has been KO'd and the Zacian as well. This Calyrex is unstoppable.
Yeah, you can see the power here, especially when it's supported further by the Life Orb that the Calyrex is holding there, and now getting 2 Grimnay boosts to further boost its attack. And like you say, now with the Tailwind setup, it's like the perfect setup for Alejandro. Couldn't have won any more perfectly for him, and whatever comes in, it just doesn't stand a chance. It feels a little bit unfair at this point. It's a poor center scorch. The one thing that I really wanted to see what it was able to do is probably not going to be able to get a chance, because as you said in the last turn, Lou, you probably don't even need to Dynamax with the Calyrex now. You just click the Astral Barrage button again and double up with the Whimsicott, and that'll be enough. And we do see the forfeit there from Felipe, and just shows how powerful in general Shadow Calyrex as a Pokemon is. A new restricted, it has to be respected, and how powerful it can be going forward.